Welcome to another episode of Scale Up Real Estate. Today, our guest is Asia. Asia has been a real estate investor for numerous years, and she has also built her expertise around social media marketing. And that's also one of the main topic we're gonna cover today. Asia, how are you
Mhm.
today?
I'm fine. How you doing today?
Doing great. I actually just arrived in Switzerland.
Cool. I never been there, but it's on my bucket list.
Yeah, nice nature, nice mountains. Definitely check it out. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, how long have you been an investor?
Geez, I started in 2012, so 13 years. And I
Really?
started my construction company in 2010. I think it was like February 2010. But I changed the name to Denson Construction in December, so I go by that date.
And like, how does the two businesses work together? So like, I assume like you do a lot of like flips or like yeah.
Yeah, I do flips. I rehab for a lot of investors. I've done a lot of bank jobs, like 2 or 3K loans, stuff like that. A lot of homeowners who moved to Detroit from California or insert place here, and they got a bank loan, so I do the rehab for them too because a lot of contractors they would find wasn't licensed, wasn't insured, didn't have good credit because on bank jobs they do check your credit.
But like, how did you actually get started? Like 2010, 2012.
I was working still, so I had like a job. I was a highway engineer, so
Okay.
I didn't really take it serious till I got laid off, and I was like, okay, this got to work. But I grew up around construction. My dad, he's a retired brick mason. My brother, he's a brick mason. And my
Hmm.
uncle was a carpenter slash brick mason, but he only did it while he was in college because he went to school for mechanical engineering. My granddaddy had a huge construction company. He was a carpenter, so I kind of been around it.
Okay, so you grew up with construction. How did that
hmm
the jump from construction to real estate actually happen, or was it
They
like
kind
the
of go together. So I'm always a contractor first. I tell people that all the time. I'm an investor second, which
okay?
means I care about the numbers, but I don't because at the end of the day, this house has to be done right. I do everything
Yes.
to code or really above code because code technically is just the minimum standard. So I do everything above code. They kind of work hand in hand. I started learning real estate in 2012. Like I wholesale, and then I start
You started wholesaling?
yeah, I was wholesaling first. Then I started fixing and flipping, but I only did turnkey rentals because that was like my bread and butter. I tried one retail flip. That's when the market kind of changed in 23 when they raised the interest rates, or
Yes.
22. So it kind of messed me up. So I ended up holding that property and I just rent it out, which I don't mind because I like cash flow, so it don't bother me.
Ah, okay. You prefer it anyways. And is that like the model you're still running today, or like
Yeah,
how
I just do
did it
turnkey
like
flips.
develop in the past 13 years?
Yeah, I still do turnkey flips because no matter what's going on with the economy, somebody gonna buy a turnkey because it's an asset
Mhm.
producing, it's an income producing asset. So if I already fixed it up, I done rehabbed it, I done put a Section 8 tenant in there, which is guaranteed rent for at least a year until they renew their lease or not, or if they don't, put another tenant in there. I get the city certification and everything, so you don't have to worry about none of that.
Nice. And like, how many properties do you have right now? What's like
I
your
have three
portfolio right
left.
now?
I got the one that's rehab, that's being rented, and I got two more left. They're both two families, so duplexes, or one is a duplex, one is a flat. So I hope to start. I plan to start rehabbing one of them this summer, and then that'll have me with 5 doors. Cause my goal is 10 doors for like my own rental portfolio, and then I want
Okay.
to get into apartments.
What's like the timeline? Is that you go for this year, or more like the
Probably the next two
years to
years,
come?
but the money gonna determine that. So when I get the money is when I get it. Like I'm not gonna stress myself about it. When it happens, it happens, but it's
Yeah,
gonna
if
happen.
you've been around for long enough that you
Yeah,
know, like you can't really.
it'll happen when I'm the type of person. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. As long as I keep doing my part and I put God first, everything gonna work itself out.
Yeah, I like it, like because that's the only thing you can control, right? You
hmm
essentially like outcome you can't really control that. You can essentially only control the input.
Right,
That's like my mindset there around like most things as well.
for sure.
I I don't want to like cover the social media marketing part as well. So this is one of the you're probably like one of the few investors who put or gets like most of their clients from there. So
Yeah,
how did it happen?
it happened.
Like,
I got my clients from social media on accident. That was
hmm
never my plan. When I originally started my Instagram page, which is the business page first, Disney Construction, that one
yes,
I started it because I was watching the news one day, and this is when the market first crashed here, and I just got so freaking mad because I hated how they were showing Detroit. Yes, we do have some neighborhoods that are horrible, but
Mhm.
we also have some that are freaking amazing. We got a beautiful national known waterfront. We have, literally some of the best water in the world. We have like a lot of great things in Detroit, and it was really pissing me off. So my very first video was I just turned the phone around like, look, this is why I love Detroit. I'm tired of y'all talking about my city, and I just grew from there. And then a lot of clients started reaching out to me who were international investors because they couldn't find reliable contractors here in Detroit. And so with me posting on social media about what I loved about Detroit, that made them reach out to me. On top of the fact that I use technology really heavily in my company, because I'm my trade per se or education background is industrial engineering technology, and my master's is in construction management. So with that, with me being heavy in tech in
Yes.
construction, that set me apart. So I can send great itemized estimates. I can use drop boxes and pictures. I can accept payments however you need to send it to me. And back then, when nobody really accepting stuff like that, they wasn't using tech. I don't think nobody still use tech more than I do right now, at least not in Detroit.
Yeah,
And
no,
then with me charging for estimates, that changed the game for Detroit-based contractors because now other people charge. You should charge for your time. I'm using my gas to come way to this house for you to waste my time 9 times out of 10, for you to shop my bid around to whoever else to see, hey, can you beat this? And my stuff is so itemized and organized to where don't no bank deny my stuff because everything is on point. So you want me to take 2, 3 hours, 4 hours out of my day for free?
Mhm.
No, that's not happening. So I started charging for estimates in like 2014. I was at $50. And how I started charging, this lady pissed me off. Like everything I do, it comes from somebody pissing me off. I'm a one time person. You play me one
Yes.
time, it won't be a second. So I went to go see this lady house on a Sunday. The Walking Dead was huge then. That was my show. And I went to see it like at 6 o'clock in the evening, which is unheard of on a Sunday. And all she wanted me to do was get her a bid to see if her uncle was trying to play her to remodel her laundry room. I was like, after that, I started charging. I was like, this will never happen to me again. Because when you don't charge, your time gets so wasted. And once I started charging, I started getting better clients, better projects, and then they just kept going higher from there. So now I'm at 260 for estimates, which is cheap. I know people charging $500, $2,000 for estimates here in Detroit, and they getting it. Now I'll probably eventually get there the busier I get, but
Yes.
it's just I just noticed once I started charging for estimate, I got my time back. I was able to spend more time with my family, and I started making more money because I'm doing better jobs.
Yeah, that's a great advice that you are disqualifying on the front end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like, so like it was never the plan, but you do get most of your clients from social media, or are you like
Um,
using any
I'm
other
gonna
acquisition
say
beside of that
probably
social
about
media?
80-90% come from social media.
Oh
And the rest
wow,
is like either repeat clients, word of mouth, or somebody from social
referrals.
media told somebody about me, and then I got it that way. But it still came from social media. Before I got on Instagram, I was on YouTube heavy, and my clients came from there. And then once I
Yeah,
got to Instagram, they started coming from Instagram and YouTube. A little bit, not really Facebook, because Facebook is people you know, so they ain't gonna do business with you. It's just what it is. So most of my clients, yeah, they come from YouTube and Instagram. I'm starting to get clients from TikTok now because I'm doing pretty good on there.
nice. Yeah, I think like the this is like positioning not a lot of investors have, and especially like the like your strength in tech as well. Like
Hmm.
I've saw and seen and talked to like a lot of investors, and I don't know, it's kind of unique, but maybe from your point of view, like how is your positioning different beside of tech compared to other investors out there?
Because I know what I'm doing and I know Detroit. So nobody know Detroit like me here. Nobody. Like out they argue with yourself. Don't nobody know this city like me. And the reason why I know Detroit so well, growing up, my auntie never ever drove the freeway. Ever. Wherever we went in Metro Detroit, from downtown Detroit all the way to Ann Arbor, we was on the street. And because of that, I learned my way around Detroit. Like I know how to get anywhere in the city without touching the freeway. I can get damn near to Toledo, Ohio, and don't get on the freeway because she was just scared. I don't know if she got in, like a bad accident before I was born or something or what, but that's how I know my way around Detroit. And then working on the highway, that exposed me to more neighborhoods, and that's how I learned where to invest at. So I was telling people all the areas that's booming right now in Detroit, 2012, 2013. I was telling everybody about over there, but nobody believed. Well, let me rephrase that: the people from Detroit didn't believe me. Outsiders believed me. maybe 10% of Detroiters believe me. Because those are the ones who reached out. They'd thank me, hey, Asia, thank you for telling me to buy over here back then because I bought my house for 8 grand. And back
Yeah.
then, the houses wasn't tore up like they was 10 years later because they nobody wouldn't have messed them up yet.
No.
So yeah,
So,
don't nobody know Detroit like me. Nobody. They can argue with
so
themselves. I have top investors from Detroit calling me,
mhm.
asking me about certain neighborhoods, and they from Detroit. It's parts of
Yeah.
Detroit that a lot of Detroiters probably never even been to. Like Detroit is a big city, square mile wise. I'm trying to think of a neighborhood. Let me see. You got a neighborhood like Harbor Village, very
Hmm.
nice, low key on the east side, but everybody backyard is the Detroit River. Don't know if you're not from over there, you don't know about that neighborhood. You ain't getting over there for under 300,000 either.
I can tell you know a city, and that's the
Like
advice here, right?
mine. I know Detroit.
Yeah, and know a city and rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
You've mentioned like you work with a lot of international investors. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Like, what kind of investors is that typically?
Like where they from or what you mean?
Yeah, yeah, like where they from and why they want to partner up with you. Like, what
Let me
kind of
see. The
advantages
furthest
do you see
I
in
got
partnership?
one client in Israel. I've been working with him for probably 10 years.
Israel,
He was one of
interesting.
my first ones. Like when I didn't have an office, I used to meet everybody at Tim Hortons on Jefferson. That was my meet spot. So him, I got some in Greece, Mexico.
And like they provide like the financials and you do all the heavy liftings, or how does
Yeah,
that
so
work?
either since I wholesale too, either they ask me to find them a property, and then they pay me like a finder's fee or referral fee, marketing fee, however we got to word it for the closing documents, and then they'll pay me to do the renovation too. I got clients in Taiwan, and only one I've ever met is the one in Israel. That's the only one I ever met. Everybody else has been back then. We was on Skype heavy because Skype was heavy then, and FaceTime. Now you got WhatsApp, the app
Mm-hmm.
Marco Polo. I use that for some. Google Meet, like whatever's out here, whatever app you need me to put on the phone so I can make this work and make some money, I'm gonna download it. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I know. You're a tech person.
It's no big deal. It's just the app. And if it's a learning curve, I'm gonna go to right to YouTube University and mess
Mhm.
around with it, and now I'm good.
I do want to circle back to social media marketing actually,
Mm-hmm.
and the question I want to ask is, do you have like what's your strategy? Like, what's your strategy, and how does like the different channels play together? So
I don't know if I got
Instagram
the
is like the
strategy.
because I'm a marketer, and like from my perspective, like at least from structural side, there gotta be a strategy. So that's
Um,
why I'm asking this question in the first place. And
So I remember, so we used to do this event called Real Estate Thursdays before I started Fridays with another group of people. And the first person we did it with, we only stopped because of COVID. Like I think COVID happened, like right when we was about to start it back up, and we just never brought it back up. And then some people reached out to me to bring it back, but on a Friday at a different venue. So I got a client. His name is actually Michael Jordan, not the athlete Michael Jordan, but his name is Michael Jordan. Shout out to him if he sees this. He came to one of my events and he was like, Angel, you're going to go really far with just being who you are. So stick to that. And he also told me, don't charge for everything. He like, the more free info you give, the
yes.
better you'll be and the more money you'll really make on the back end. And he did not lie. So I took his advice. Because at first I'm like, everybody charge. He's like, I understand everybody charge, but we talking about you. He's like, you got to give the way you present things to
Uh-huh.
where people can. What he basically said, the way I explain things is so anybody can understand, no matter if you're in the fifth grade or if you're a senior citizen playing bingo at the casino. It like I can break it down to where anybody can understand, and that's what really helped me.
That's a
I
strong
don't know if
asset.
that's considered a strategy, but maybe. And then like I bring to the forefront a lot of programs that's for Detroiters that we
Hmm.
either don't know about or we do know and we just don't understand it because of the jargon that's on there is so technical to where
Hmm.
everybody can't understand.
Hmm.
I think I don't know if that's a strategy. And then I showed parts of Detroit that people even never seen, the parts that's being gentrified or about to be gentrified because I know the signs because I used to work on the highway, and
Yes.
me working on the highway, I didn't understand what was going on until I got into real estate 4 years later in 2012 because this was like 07, 08,
Hmm.
06, 09, 2010 when I was a highway engineer. So all of that kind of brought me to where I am today. Cause when I worked on the highway, they showed us the plans for the city to like 2030, 2050. And that's how I knew where to invest because it clicked when I first went to my first real estate thing. Like,
Yes.
oh, dang, this what they mean. Start going to these development meetings, start going to these city meetings. And that's what I do. It'd be me and 10 other people there. But those meetings are is telling you what's about to come in 10 more years. So if you buy it now, why it's $10 and you just hold it, it's gonna be
Mhm.
worth something. Because real estate can't do nothing. I mean, it goes up and down, but eventually it's gonna go back up.
Yeah. You charge for estimates, but at the same time, you are providing like free resources, right? So how is this different?
It's different because the resource I'm just sitting on my phone doing. They don't take me but 5 minutes. But for me to
Yes.
get in my, I got to get in my vehicle, put gas in it, drive to wherever you are. Hear you talk about your grandbabies and how they are the best thing out here and so smart and they number one on the basketball team and they could probably be trash bucket juice. I got to hear this. On top of hearing why you selling it, which I really don't give a damn why you selling it because that's not my business. Then I gotta hear about you and your husband or your wife getting a divorce. Ain't got nothing to do with me. I gotta hear all this in the midst of me doing this estimate. So I'm here at least 1 to 2 hours plus my gas. That's my time. Then when I get home, I gotta do the math and do the estimate, and then put it in my software so it can spit it out and send you an email. Plus, the software costs me money. Dropbox costs me money. All these different text things I use cost me
Mhm.
money. So why I gotta eat that? When you go to the gas station and you use your credit card to pay, they charge you an extra 10 cents. You don't argue with them. So
No.
why you gonna argue with me with my price? And if you can't afford my price, that is perfectly fine. Call somebody else. Just like if I can't afford nothing, I'm not gonna argue with your price. I just can't pay it. And that's how I got a lot of respect from other contractors in Detroit. I pay on time or close to on time if I can, but you're gonna get paid before I get paid. And most contractors, GCs, they pay themselves first before they pay anybody else. I'm opposite. I take care of my subs first, then my suppliers, then my credit cards, then I get paid. So if I'm in a tight bind, everybody gonna
Mhm.
look out for me because I don't look out for them. So from the supplier to the credit card company to my
Uh-huh.
sub, everybody gonna look out for me. I'm like, hey y'all, it's a little tight. I can't pay y'all for at least 2 weeks. Agent, don't worry about it because when I was down bad, you fronted me my money early so I can go on and do what I need to do at home and still take care of your job. Like I done did that. So if I don't do work with a certain contractor no more, they messed up. It ain't never me. It's on them. They the ones who played me because I do what I'm supposed to do. I do right by people. So if I don't mess with people no more, they played me.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Everybody
Got
who done played me, now they all trying to come back around and work with me. I ain't forgot. I don't care if it was 10 years ago. I have not forgot. So you think I'm about to give you another chance to play me again or walk off my job? Absolutely not.
But that's what's gonna happen if you are truthful to yourself, right? People
Mm-hmm.
gonna realize that after years and years to come.
Yep. Like I know I do right by people, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. Yep. This is cool. I feel like we just on the phone talking.
It is.
Yeah.
I think like I one last question, and that's
Go
more like
ahead.
for like for because I talk to like a lot of different investors, and the question I like to ask them the most is like how would they like recommend someone to do real estate, or like what would you recommend yourself doing 12, 13 years ago? Would you have done your path the same or similar way to how
Um,
it's done?
the only thing
Or
I might have would have changed is I had got offered to go to this aeronautical school. It's called Emory Riddle Aeronautical. It's like to be an aeronautical. I think I'm saying that right. Engineer. So basically, where I can engineer planes, because that's what I wanted to do at first. So that's probably the only thing I would change. The only reason I didn't go because we just couldn't afford it. That was a very
yeah,
expensive school. Even with scholarships, I just couldn't afford it. So that's probably the only thing I would change. But other than that, I wouldn't change my path for nothing because everything happens how it's
exactly.
supposed to.
And how would you like recommend someone like who want to do real estate to get started?
Could you repeat that?
Huh?
Could you repeat it? I didn't hear you.
Sure. Like, what would you recommend someone who is interested in real estate to get started after 12, 13 years?
Just start. Don't let fear stop you, and don't listen to people who don't know what they're talking about. Cause that stops a lot of people. A lot of my clients who I've helped over the years, it's always somebody in their ear that's nagging, that's negative. Get those negative people out of your life. I don't do no negativity. I don't do no negativity. Nope. You ain't gonna no Debbie Downers.
Because
No,
like time is your most valuable asset.
the most valuable. Cause my thing is this. I don't mind losing money because it's a lesson learned, and I can always go make that money back. always. But my time, I can't get that back.
That's why you're charging. That's why you're
Exactly.
charging for estimate.
That's why I charge.
Like,
Exactly. Because if I go do 100 estimates for free, and this would not happen to me, that's another reason I start charging. I do 100 estimates all free. I might get five. I don't like them odds. But if I do 100 estimates, I charge for all of them. I might get 50 of them. It's better odds for me. And even if I don't get them, who cares? I still got paid for my time. And nine
and,
times out of 10, if
mhm.
you don't go with me, you're going to get somebody out here who don't know what they're doing. They're going to play you. And you're going to come back to me anyway. Now I'm going to tax you. That happens a lot. You should just went with me in the first place. Now look at you suffering.
And what do you learn as well? Like the clients you're getting through that is higher quality, right? Because you're disqualifying on the front end.
Yeah, but sometimes, so like I just got a client. I
So
worked
like
with
if,
her some years ago. She reached back out. I'm sorry.
if they can't afford your services, it's not good fit.
Yeah, if you can't afford it, you just can't afford it. Like, I'm not going to argue with, I'm not going to, the people who want to argue me down on price, you know how I shut them up? I be like, do you work a job? And they be like, yeah. I'm like, do you get paid every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, once a month? Oh, I get paid every 2 weeks. I'm like, okay. So if you don't get paid, how does that change your life? Do you go to your boss and argue with them about your check when it's wrong or when it's right or whatever? So who is you to argue with me? That normally shut people up. Cause you don't go on your job saying all this mess because you're gonna get fired. Or you just wouldn't have took the job at all.
That's a good one.
Yep. So when I come like that, I don't hear nothing else.
Nice. I had a lovely time. Like, do you have any like anything else you want to share, or like before we close this one up?
Hmm.
Do you have like anything else you want to share before
Oh,
we
anything
close?
that I want to share?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I thought it was you said you want to
Like
share.
no,
Um,
do you have any questions for me or whatever?
or do you invest yourself?
Not yet, not yet. Right now, I'm looking actually into places in Portugal. That's where I live typically.
Okay. Are you ever interested in investing in American cities such as Detroit?
I don't know. Initially, I thought it was a good idea, because right now I'm not planning to move to the US.
What they
I
got to
think
do
I
with that?
would prefer to like invest more locally.
I disagree with that because I
Go
get a
ahead.
lot of clients like that. That's they be so scared to invest from they back. Well, I'm not gonna say that you should invest where you live as well, but you can invest out of state. You just have to get a great team. Not saying you got to hire me, but you just got to hire a great team. But if you hire me, you're gonna get a great team.
Bad,
So, what does
but
a property cost in Portugal?
huh?
What does the average property cost you over where you want to invest at?
200K? Yeah.
1,000 American USD dollars?
Yes.
That's insane. I can buy 4 houses in Detroit for that. Four at 50 a
Yes.
pop. And if I get lucky, I might can do six, depending on what time of year I buy them. Or I could buy two and rehab both of them, section eight them out, and give me almost 1,800 a month. I know for a fact you can't do that over there.
Yeah, I think like the I'm not an investor, but from my point of view, like the US market is more sophisticated. Okay, so
What are you saying? We're not sophisticated over here in America?
no, US market is more sophisticated
Oh, you
than
said we were more. Okay.
yeah, because and more transparent. This is what I got from the other investors I've spoken to as well. I
Hmm.
actually interviewed like one from Israel. He's doing like out of state investing for 20 years, right?
Okay.
And it was one of the main reasons actually why he chosen the US back then.
Hmm. Yeah, your money gonna
Because
go further here, but I do suggest to this you or anybody, if you do invest out of state or out the country,
yes,
you do need to go visit that place eventually.
yeah,
Now I got some clients I ain't never met, probably ain't gonna never meet unless I go over there. But I don't recommend that. I think eventually you do need to go visit.
yeah, and like what I learned today, you're so great at what you do because you know Detroit, right?
Oh, thank you.
So sure, like I could invest out of state, but I still need to know where I'm investing to a degree, right?
True, but that's again great team.
Your team, yeah.
Because my clients, I tell everybody, hey, buy here, buy here, buy here. And they going to say why. I'm going to give them the proof why. They going to look it
Uh-huh.
up and verify what I'm saying. Because don't just, I don't care who it is, me or anybody, don't believe nothing I just say. Go find out for yourself. And when you confirm, then they going to come back. And they're like, all right, cool. Like what I'm planning now with some of my clients, we're all buying in one centralized location because it's about to boom in the next 5 years. So everybody buy, I'm told everybody, I send a mass text, buy land here. Don't nobody question me now because I done proven myself. We all about to buy in this zip code on these several blocks, and we're just gonna buy the land and we're gonna just wait. Pay me, pay whoever to keep the grass cut, drive by there, make sure nobody dumping on the land. In 3 years, we all gonna start building. Basically, let's create our own neighborhood. And you can rent some, you can sell some. I think you should do a mixture of both. You can have one street all rentals, next block all homeowners, or do a mix.
Yeah, like I also had like a discussion like a lot like what's like the best prop like what's the best to invest in to start with? Wholesaling, fix and flip, buy and hold,
Yes, wholesaling, because if you're a good wholesaler,
ready?
you really gonna
Okay.
learn your numbers.
And you have cash. I think that's like the biggest issue.
Well, when I started wholesaling, I was flat broke. I had lost my house in about to lose it in foreclosure, my condo, ended up selling a short sale. So when I started wholesaling, I ain't had no money. That's when Craigslist was popping. I found my
Mm-hmm.
first buyer on there, and her and the Michael Jordan guy. Boy, I probably made 100 some thousand that first year just
Mm-hmm.
wholesaling. Cause that first year was like maybe 12 grand, but that next year, yeah, me and my boy Marvin Gaines, we was partners because we realized if a woman is coming to get the wholesale deal, a
Yeah.
homeowner is going to open up way more to me than they are to this man. They are. I've experienced that. So he'd go first. They don't know we working together, and they'll turn him down. But then I come,
I need to
and
give
then
people more
they'll go with me. But it works though. And then back then it was a lot of elders losing their house. I have a lot of
yes.
elders in my family, so I know how to deal with them. I know how to talk to them. I know I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna fast talk you. I'm gonna explain it to where you understand. That's where that comes in at. And then they gonna ask around about me. Now I got a good name, so when people going through stuff in Detroit, they gonna reach out to me first. Like it happens all the time. If they about to lose their house in foreclosure, I ain't gonna blast them out because everybody fall on hard times. Just get yourself together, sell the house, and get yourself together and do better next time. Like what I'm ashamed of you for? Everybody fall on hard time.
So like get started with wholesaling, but essentially you do want to have a mix of everything.
Yeah, you want to start wholesaling first because that's how you gonna learn how to do your numbers, how to get
Do
the
you know?
best deal. You should learn how to properly estimate houses after you done did enough. Cause some of these wholesalers say the
Okay,
house need 10 grand and the whole back of the house done fell on the street. So that's that. So most people wholesale first, then they fix and flip, then they start fixing and flipping and keeping some, and then next is typically development. So for me, next is development. Like once I rehab the properties I got left, I'm going new construction.
I guess like you could start with development as well, right?
You could start either way in between, but that's just what works for me and a lot of other people I know in Detroit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how
I think like
we all
this is like
started.
most natural way, and also like what most people gone through who
Yeah.
are successful right now. Yeah,
I mean, you can start fixing flipping first. Some people do. So that's just the way that worked for me and a lot
yeah,
of other people because it helps you to really
yeah,
understand. But the
yeah.
natural
It makes sense.
progression is usually
Yeah, that's
wholesaling, fixing
true.
flip, buying whole, then development. All my friends that we all started at the same time, we all at the phase now where okay, we done did enough fix and flip. The amount of the rehab is costing us, we might as well build new. So that's next.
So like when are you planning to do development?
As soon as I'm done with these last two properties I got, that's next. So I'm
Nice.
hoping
Huh?
if everything goes to plan, but even if it
Yeah.
don't, oh well. But everything go to plan, I plan to be doing ground up by next summer.
Oh, wow, that's pretty soon.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to do ground up for some years, and now I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Like I'm getting proper mentorship from some OGs out here. I'm doing
Okay.
my research, so and then a lot of people want me to build for them, but I don't feel comfortable doing stuff for people that I've never done. So I'm like, let me build
Mhm.
for myself first, so I can practice, work my kinks out, see what I need to fix, and then I'll start building for other people.
I like that because some people like they go ahead and like okay, let's spread the risk and use like other people's money so I can practice. And
Yep.
like a lot of people think like that, and
Yeah, let me
I think
practice
that
on my own stuff. I mess
yeah,
my stuff up. I don't care. I mess my stuff up. But mess somebody else stuff up and my good name is ruined that took me a long time to build. No. Let me work. But I done had people who like, Asian, I don't care. I trust you. And I
mm,
respect that they trust me that much, but I be scared. And I'm like, nah, let me do it myself first.
thanks for sharing that.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for having me on here. This was pretty dope.
Yeah, no, like it was an enjoyable conversation for me as well.